Welcome to PixelCulture, the best podcast you've ever heard, you just don't know it yet. Joining me today,
I am Hasu.
Stylen.
Super fast jellyfish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Super fast jellyfish. Alright, and unfortunately the first thing that we have to talk about today is the passing of a horror legend. Wes Craven passed away August 30th, 2015. It's actually the same day that we were doing our first episode, and if we had known about it then, we definitely would have thrown that in there. Created some of the best things ever. Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, Hills Have Eyes. He was a horror master, man. Super fast jellyfish. How does this affect you, man?
I'm sad to say I'm not really into all of his movies, so really, honestly.
Really?
Okay, I like him as a director, but I'm not really a big Nightmare on Elm Street fan. Hills Have Eyes, that was different. I like that one, but I mean, I'm not a big horror movie guy anyways, because if I'm going to go see a horror movie, I want to be terrified. I haven't seen one that's ever terrified me, so.
For the time, though,
For the time,
he really
yeah.
brought in...
For the time, good stuff, but...
He revolutionized the kind of effects that they did back in the day.
True.
And used techniques that they still, use today. Hasu, how do you feel about that?
I feel that it's definitely a big part of the Hollywood scene gone. I'm with him on this. I'm not a big horror movie fan, but I do think it's monumental that he is gone. He did it's kind of like the 80s for wrestling. He's like the Hulk Hogan of the horror movies for the 80s. Without Freddy, there's probably no cult fictional fanfare. As far as as we know it, I can't remember the actor. Is it Robert Englund? He's such an iconic figure now. Because the moment you see that man, you recognize him as Freddy, no matter what he does, no matter what's going on. And Freddy's an icon as far as evil villains. So it definitely saddens me in a way, but not necessarily a whole lot. I do like the Scream movies. I was into the Scream movies, but that was teenage stuff. So.
I'm sure the impact is felt throughout everybody, even that didn't watch those kind of movies at all. That was a huge name. Everybody knew the name Wes Craven.
He was also a producer of a lot of stuff too. He input a lot of his ideas into other movies. So yeah, it's fun.
Stylen?
I don't remember when I was little, my mom and everybody would be sad when one of the, I wouldn't know who it was that died, but it was a famous actor from, their generation. And with all the movies that were coming out growing up, his movies are the ones that always, it started the being scared of the dark things. Scream, I was always terrified. It got to me, there was just gonna be somebody with that mask. Even if it was a joke, I would shit my pants. Back then. And, I remember watching that Jim Carrey and all of his movies and wondering when our actors were gonna die. And now they're all starting to. They're all getting old and shit like that. So it's just a bum. Major blockbuster from our time. Going under.
Yeah, it definitely seems like all the things that we grew up with are slowly starting to fade away.
And we get to be grumpy old folks because we got shit like Miley Cyrus and stuff taking over. And we get to...
Yeah, that must show age too, because she bugs the shit out of me. I don't understand Miley Cyrus.
No. She's gonna wreck and ball our whole podcast here. Let's just keep going.
No pun intended.
Moving on.
That was good.
And Wes Craven he had a huge impact on me because Nightmare on Elm Street was the first true horror movie that I ever saw, and it scared the shit out of me. And I was hooked on Freddy after that. He was a true icon of horror, and he will be missed.
Scariest Freddy. Is it the one you've seen originally, or is it a different one?
The scariest one is probably the first one, but because they continuously start getting like a little more comical as they go on. His new Nightmare was actually pretty.
I love the new Nightmare.
I did too. I actually like that.
I love the idea that it was trying to take an actual real life scenario and bringing the Freddy and like the Freddy concept to that real life aspect of the actors' lives and stuff like that. I thought that was really cool.
I didn't like the acting. Too small. Would you be terrified of a child coming? Okay, maybe if he looked like that, you probably would. But like,
Pet Cemetery.
okay, point taken. But still, I mean, real world. Okay, off topic, but Chucky. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's true. You could just kick him
It's
and
kind
be
of
like,
I don't know. It just bugs me. I don't like small things being scary because they're not.
Well, no, it's not that. With Chucky, it's just how well he, fits in with the surroundings, and you have no idea. Once you're least expecting it, it's just like one of your stuffed animals. It wasn't just like him. It's just the idea that it gave you that any one of your fucking toys at any given moment could just come fucking fuck you up when you were a little kid.
Right.
You know.
Well, Chucky, he would always kill them without them knowing. Like, you never saw the kill coming until it was pretty much already done. So.
Yeah.
I always liked the creativity in those movies too. Plus, I had a little doll called My Buddy that looked exactly like fucking Chucky.
Yeah. I had the same one.
And after I saw that movie, I'm like, you're going to kill me.
I had a My Buddy, I had a My Pet Monster, I had a Teddy Ruxpin. Teddy Ruxpin was sweet.
Alright, getting on to the next topic. Fox is rumored to be making a Megaman live action movie. Hasu, how do you feel about this?
Oh, well, I can't really say I'm happy. Like, I mean, come on, who can say they're happy? There hasn't been, I say this with a grain of salt because I do like video game movies in all their awful glory, but truly, most and every single one of them, to be in fact, every video game movie is awful. Any video game movie ever made has been terrible. As far as a good movie. Take any of the Batman movies and take it and put it up against any video game movie and you're going to be sadly disappointed. With that said though, I'm still kind of excited because it is Megaman. That means promotional tie-in. What if a new game's on the pipeline? What if they make a new game for the movie? Come on now. I can only imagine, I can only hope. But still, they're going to screw it up. They really are.
Yeah, I am horrified by this. And
Are you horrified because Fox is doing it? I thought so.
Yes, I am mortified that Fox is doing it. Sure, they have done some good movies.
But just not video game movies.
And they've done other like Die Hard, stuff like that. I love their some of their movies, but they fucked Dragon Ball up.
Oh yeah. Dragon Ball Evolution. Right?
Yeah.
That movie was awful. However, I actually thought it was a good movie just because of how comical it was. I thought it did definitely incorporated the element of the cartoon side of things, and that's really hard to do from cartoon to live action.
That's
really
true.
is, so.
It was more based on Dragon Ball, the original anime, not Dragon Ball Z. And I think that's mainly where they screwed up, but they also handled the material just awful. Like Goku in high school.
I really think if everybody's blueprint would probably be the Dark Knight. Take the Dark Knight, take everything and how they made that movie and apply it to every other media movie they ever made, and I think everybody would be alright with that. I think everybody would be happy with that. As far as seriousness involved.
They just
Superman
haven't.
Huh?
Superman?
No, yeah, that Superman movie.
Well,
I don't know about the new one with the Batman versus and.
I'm down.
I think the story is weak though, because if you really want to get technical, Superman would crush it.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm with you on that. Dead. He's
Dead
got
every
laser eye
single
beams.
freaking time.
He doesn't even have to touch Batman.
So it's really hard to buy into that concept, but it does look like a good movie. I'm gonna withhold judgment on the Affleck Batman thing. He can't be any worse than fucking Clooney.
Never leave the cave without it.
But it does look like a good movie, and it is set in that new Superman movie's lore in time. So I do like that, because that was Man of Steel was a good movie.
Another point, Fox messed up Fantastic Four 3 times. Why does Fox need to do Megaman? And why does it need to be live action? If they did it CGI, like Big Hero 6 style, I would
Or,
be
I
so
remember
much more
that, or
into
that one-off TMNT movie that they did back in 07.
I love
technically
that movie.
that's actually a continuation of the live-action movie's lore,
Yeah.
but it's still kind of a one-off movie because you're never going to get another movie from that style again. Which
Yeah.
I loved that movie. I went to go see it in theaters. I thought it was a great movie. The TMNT, just the TMNT movie. That's it.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a great movie.
Yeah, dude, the fight between Raphael and Leonardo
Oh,
was
dude.
badass.
Dude, it made my heart stop. That's right, Leo, you suck.
Alright, getting back on topic. Styling. What do you think of this live action Mega Man adaptation?
I'm bummed of the Fox taking control of it. But like Hasu said, the possibility of it pulling up, you know, maybe like a new age version of Mega Man Legends.
Maybe this is 3.
What if they did the story of Mega Man Legends?
Or that Maverick Hunter game that they were in production.
Yeah.
Dark style?
see.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are ways that they could do it badass. Are they
That video footage from that first-person shooter game was badass.
Yeah, it was
It
really
was
cool.
awesome.
And that was just like demo,
Yeah.
beta. Maybe not even beta, maybe alpha.
Yeah,
like
just
stuff.
like really raw stuff.
An idea. So I don't know. I mean, I hope they do. I hope they do it right. I hope they don't mess it up, and that Mega Man can prosper from it. But that's a hopeful wishing.
If only good that comes of this is more games, hopefully a good movie, but I'm going to withhold judgment on that. I'm not holding my breath here. But at least a new style of game or more remakes or maybe more ports of the older games. Like let's get a Mega Man X port of the same collection, like the Mega Man Legacy collection that just came out, right? Yeah.
Super Fast Jellyfish. How do you feel about a live action Mega Man movie?
As long as they're like talking, well, no, I guess they can't do that. I was gonna say, as long as they're talking with the producer of the game, I'm cool with that, but they can't because he doesn't own the rights. So,
If they wanted to, they could bring in anybody to like be like a like a overseer,
Yeah.
or like a like a consultant in a way. Like they can bring anybody they want to, and like Capcom has nothing to do with the movie other than they were the makers of the game.
Yeah.
And Inafune, tomato, whatever you want to say, I'd say Inafune. He was obviously one of the creators. He wasn't the sole creator.
yeah,
There was other members of.
Oh yeah, he didn't originally like some other guy came up with the concept, but his like he
Inafune was
created the
Inafune's direction. He was the head of the team that worked on all the Mega Man games.
yeah, and anything that went into the game had to go through him in order to get. Yeah, okay, maybe it's a stretch to say he's the creator of Mega Man, but he's the father of Mega Man.
He's definitely the lifeblood of Mega Man, that's for sure.
the brain.
Let's.
But I mean, I'm okay with it. I mean, as long as they do it right. I've never played any games, but I've watched. You know, I've watched you. I watched Ben play it forever. I mean, I know all the lore and stuff. Never played it myself, just because I'm not a big fan of side scrollers. I just don't like them. I don't know why. I just give up. So I'm okay with it as long as they can do it right. I don't know how they would. I'm hoping, like you said, CGI, because I think a guy in a costume, I think that wouldn't translate well. I think that would look kind of funky.
I mean, CGI, this doesn't hold up neither. Like, I just don't think it's going to be taken seriously enough by
No.
people who see it.
But
It'd be lumped
if
up
they
as another
base it
cartoon.
for like kids, like if they're directing it, I mean obviously it's going to be for the older-ish generation, but if they base it more around kids, it'll be okay.
It might sweep through.
It'll be okay, but it'll still get hammered.
Yeah.
Dude, like
That's-
that new live-action TMNT movie was based for kids, and it got freaking hammered.
I loved it.
I thought it was a great movie.
I loved it.
But I can definitely see where people didn't like it. I can
Yeah.
definitely see where people just didn't get it. They missed the idea.
But I liked it.
You know?
It's on Netflix, and I actually watched it the other day.
It's a good movie. I don't care what anybody says.
I can-
Michelangelo is my favorite turtle in that damn movie. He is the best turtle in that movie.
It's true.
But,
There are good parts in that movie, but I also see where the complaint aspect comes from.
I'm just thinking like if they most kids movies that come out now, like say if Pixar's putting out or DreamWorks or whatever, I don't care if I'm 48 years old. If I watch that with my kid, I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna laugh at a few parts just because, dude, they make them good. I mean,
But they don't.
You can't deny they're not good at movies.
Pixar is a company that like Disney is such, like it's such a high brand that they don't really release crap all that often.
True.
Pirates of the Caribbean 4 being the last thing I remember getting crap by them.
Yeah.
But you know. Like Wreck-It Ralph, that was taken with the utmost care as far as like the video game concepts were involved.
That was
but it
pretty
was still
cool.
an original made-up story. It wasn't based on any actual IP that's out there.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it succeeded. It's hard to base movies on IPs that are already out there because they're not interactive mediums, they're passive mediums. And that's why most...
And everybody has their own different kind of experience
Yeah.
with the game, so they've
Exactly.
already made that movie in their head.
Right. The most well-received video game movie adaptation was that Final Fantasy Spirits Within CGI movie.
Yeah,
That's
but-
been the most well-received video game movie.
But
it
it
had nothing,
to do with it.
But then again, technically every Final Fantasy game that's not has a 2 involved with it is a completely different story than the last.
True.
Like, so like if it's not like 10-2 or 13-2, 13-3, it's a completely different story.
And it was pretty good. It was cool.
I liked it. I thought it was awesome.
I like it. They
Like,
broke ground
but then
with
again,
animation,
like I
so-
said, going back to the original statement, I love video game movies, but I know they're terrible movies.
Yeah.
Like that Super Mario Bros. Movie that came out back in '93. I was a young kid when that came out. I didn't give 2 shits what it was about. I honestly, for the most part, it didn't even like synonymize Mario with that movie. If you remove all Mario like elements from it, like names, music, and all that stuff, I bet you it would probably be more well received by people.
I was just gonna say, I bet if that Spirits Within movie had not been called Final Fantasy, it probably would have done better.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so why even use the name if it's only going to make it worse
It's to
for
keep
the
interest
movie?
in it, so you get, you know.
It's fake interest, because once the actual people that are interested in the games go see it, they pan it for everybody else.
But it's like everybody said, if that movie reboots a game or makes maybe a new game,
That's
cool.
that's the best case scenario is a decent movie, good game.
Well, let's throw another monkey in this branch of the Mega Man movie. Every Capcom movie, Capcom-based movie that has come out has been horrendous.
Street
Yes.
Fighter.
Most of the
Most
of the Street Fighter movies, like the first one with Jean-Claude Van Damme, is a cult classic for it being like a pseudo comedy. Like it wasn't trying to be funny, but it's funny, you know. But like I liked the Resident Evil movies, and I know they're bad too.
Oh, I guess okay.
I like
Okay.
those movies though, and like they're panned just as much as anything else. But I thought they were good, especially in this new technology of 3D.
Silent Hill.
The Silent Hill movie wasn't bad either. I
That's
thought it was
scary
good,
as
and
fuck.
that was panned to shit.
But you're right. Silent Hill, the second one's not that great. The first Silent Hill is alright. The Resident Evil movies are too action-oriented, and I don't like that it's all about Mila Jovovich in those. Not about the actual characters that the experiences happened to in the games.
But that's the thing though, because most of the time with any adaptation of any medium to a movie, a lot of times they remove what made the adaptation in the first place. You know, like that's why people go in to see Harry Potter movies are pissed off that it's not as good as the book. No shit.
Books are always better.
Books are always going to
got
be
an
better,
imagination.
but you got to go into the movie as like a different telling of the same story you already know and just enjoy it. Like it's not going to be a revolutionary idea. It can't be 16 hours long.
But even like the Resident Evil movies make money, but they are regarded
That's bad.
as bad movies.
Yeah.
And I actually stopped buying them. I don't know if I'm going to go see the new one when it comes out, just because
I would see it in
lost
3D
me.
because the last movie, I can't remember which. Like, there's been so many of the Resident Evil's movies. I think it was either the 4th or the 5th movie. The one where they're in the building trying to get to the roof, to get to the boat. That one. I can't remember if it's the 4th one or the 5th one or whatever.
Extinction?
Yeah, sure.
I think.
I watched that one in 3D, and the 3D effects were the highlight of the movie. It was awesome to see that movie with the 3D effects. And like, B-rate hack and slash films get praised all the time by cult followers that are not even close to the Resident Evil quality movies. Resident Evil has a B-rate to it, but it's still Hollywood B-rate, you know? Not just some like Joe Schmo B-rate. Not Gingerbread Man 3.
I got a snack cake for you.
It's a highly produced.
You know what I'm saying?
movie, yeah.
Not Jack Frost 3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So yeah, Megaman movie.
Moving on.
I think we said enough about it.
Hopefully,
Hopefully it's good.
that
Hopefully it's good.
shit works out in our favor.
Megaman Legends 3. I'll go. Tony Hawk, on the other hand, you guys did talk about this last week. I watched on the podcast. I am actually super excited for the next Tony Hawk game.
Oh, yeah.
I love Tony Hawk games.
Yeah,
No,
me
I
too.
do not like skateboarding at all, but I love
Well, no.
Tony Hawk games.
Right. You see, and at least now, like we can all be sitting in our living rooms, probably free skating together.
Yeah, that's
And-
actually what you can. I don't know how many people it goes up to.
I think there was like
they mentioned.
16.
Really? Yeah,
Whoa.
and you can all be like.
Yeah, they need to do like how they did on skate, where you can get off your board and just like, no, my rail. Do it that way. That'd be cool.
But like the first two Tony Hawk games were my ultimate favorite. I liked 4 a lot too. I actually couldn't stand 3 very much, and then after 4, it just kind of went away.
Oh, I liked
it. It
Underground.
went the way of side projects, but.
Underground was cool when you
But
like
it
created
wasn't,
your
it
own
wasn't
skater
the main,
and had your own
main
career.
entry in the franchise. You know?
That
Technically,
one
but
was
it had
fun.
the same kind of gameplay,
Yeah,
so you could call it a spin-off.
it was definitely anything that wasn't a number was a spin-off. So Wastelands, the one that you said,
Underground.
Underground, American something or
American
there's-
Wasteland.
There's so many different. There was a Tony Hawk game every year. You know, and that's why it died. That's why the Assassin's Creed games will die too. Same with Call of Duty. They're already starting to dip back down. Like Ghosts wasn't very good. People hated that one. Advanced Warfare. Black Ops 3 is
You and
doing
me
really
should
well,
take a
but like
break.
it's because Black Ops 2 was the best-selling
Yeah.
COD game ever. So
See, I bought Ghost the day it came out, got on there, played it, and I was getting schooled. I mean, literally from across the map, someone would snipe me, and I'm like, that's fucking bullshit. How? You just got the game just the same day I did. How are you that high level? No.
Faded test.
And I fucking sold it.
right? Yeah, like
It's hard.
And then like it's a stiff competition because people have been playing those games for years now. They haven't changed that much from Call of Duty Classic to Call of Duty now. The engines and the aiming systems are still relatively the same.
Point and shoot. Point and shoot.
So like when you get into those types of mediums where you get the diehard people that always buy them, like you said, like
I used to be
you're
a
gonna get schooled
diehard.
all the time unless you spend all the time just like they do in it.
See, I used to be a diehard. That's the game I used to play, and I was really good at Call of Duty 2. You couldn't beat me. What was the other?
Modern
Warfare 3? Or yeah, Modern Warfare 2 and 3. Dude, I was untouchable. I was untouchable.
You want Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 3, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty Black Ops, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, and then Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Call of Duty Black Ops.
And then Ghosts
3
and
is
Advanced
coming.
Warfare, and then Black Ops 3.
That's why I play Battlefield, because it's totally different. It's still a shooter, but you got real bullet dynamics and vehicles, and it's fun. Huge
Dice
maps.
are good
And
developers, dude.
I think that's why I'm really hoping Halo 5 will do really well. Because at least it doesn't have, like, the last Halo entry was, what, 4 years ago now?
They've had some decent time to work on it. I have a feeling it might not do as good.
I think it's going to do well. I think it's going to do well with the younger generation. I don't think the people that founded with Halo is going to necessarily be all that interested, unless, like, if it starts receiving well and it starts blowing up, then, you know, most of the time us 30-year-old people will be on board. But
I just get tired of games and anything really when they overmake it. Like when you make
and that's why
too many-
it's only Halo 5.
If it releases broken, like Master Chief Collection did,
Well, the only reason why that release broken is because obviously it was a push for the holiday season, and like tons of games have been released and broken since then. Batman Arkham Asylum was broken to the PC up until about a week ago. So any game can be broken upon its release and not know it.
and still, and actually can still do pretty well because
Well, and
the
like-
Arkham Knight did fantastic.
Yeah.
It got great reviews.
And like the beta for Halo 5 was actually really, really easy, really nice, really worked really well. I played it quite a bit actually. I didn't necessarily like the game itself as far as the multiplayer, but I've always been a big fan of campaigns for Call of Duty and Halo. And remember, Halo 3 was the first Halo for the 360 of its generation, and it blew up. Like most people regard Halo 3 as the best Halo, hands down. Not me, but most people.
I like
And
two.
that
I like 2 also.
one is my all-time favorite.
I liked one, but I never beat it, so I can't really make a good judge on it.
Right, fair enough. That's fine. But like Halo 5, this is the first one for the next generation of consoles. I'm hoping it has a Halo 3 effect, where it propels things and does really, really well. That's the only problem is, like, I'm actually not even really that excited for it, which is awful. But that's...
The hype.
Play Fallout is what you can do.
There also might be an overwhelming amount of things coming out that we would rather play.
Well, and it goes through cycles with me. Like, I've been known to go back and forth between being an avid gamer and being a casual gamer. And like 4 or 5 years ago, I was very much a casual gamer. Within the last 2 years, I've become very much an avid gamer. And it kind of sucks in a way.
I do the same thing. I'll play for like a month straight every day, and then all of a sudden I'll just like I just barely turned it on 2 days ago for the first time in 3 months. Like that's just I started playing again. But,
you know, and like I don't know if I like those types of bugs because I want to be good at a game consistently, but it's hard to find the game to be good at consistently. It's hard to find the time to do that. And,
People are freaking out about the new Dragon Ball series. Dragon Ball Super, which just started airing, it's aired 9 episodes. Everybody has been complaining about the way the episodes are drawn and animated. But my point to them is, you're watching it illegally. You probably shouldn't be complaining about something that you are watching illegally from Japan. Especially in a broad
keep complaining.
sense.
Keep on there.
what I would say to that: draw that shit yourself and see if you become a billionaire. Oh wait, you can't? Oh okay, shut up.
There's actually a guy redrawing the episodes.
But he's probably a
Like
professional
the one-
that works at some
the
place
one
and has all this
guy.
stuff.
That's true. He probably has some sort of expertise in the field,
Yeah.
but still, that's sad when a fan can make it better than the actual people are.
Oh, it's only subjectively.
But, I mean, well, I'll show you some pictures.
But if you also spend the time on it, because I mean, honestly,
there are some that are forgivable because a lot of these are fight scenes and they're moving very fast. So they literally had to pause it and like scroll through frame by frame to like...
I don't think they look that bad at all. They look
Well,
exactly...
some of them are unfinished though, like the hair right there, the hair right there.
Well, you gotta look at it this way though, dude. Like mangas, like if you actually like read the comic book equivalency of these things, they're way worse than that. Like they're known for their grammatical errors, their unfinished products. Like that's just how that culture of comic books is. So it bleeds over into the media.
The weird thing about this though is that the Super manga is actually coming out pretty much at the same time as the anime is right now in Japan.
Okay.
There are a few things that are hard to dispute. Cause like, what the fuck is that?
Well, if you're only seeing it for a split second, like remember the old school Ninja Turtles from the original cartoon series of Ninja Turtles. We could go through that entire series and find the exact same stuff.
Oh, dude,
that's 30 years ago. Yes.
Another good point is
any animation,
really.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z had the same stuff. Remember when we would always say, "Oh, dude, they got lazy." See, things like that. But you also have to understand, they are probably on a very, very quick and hectic schedule.
Probably.
Like they're probably doing this and releasing it like the day that it comes
yeah.
out. Like I don't think, unless they have a bunch of them made, but I don't think that's how they're doing it. They're on a schedule and they have to get it done.
Right.
And they're probably really trying to squeeze it out as quick as possible.
But there's a lot of. Isn't there another movie that just released, like an old school movie that came over from America, Japan, that just got released? So like, there's just more promotional material after promotional material after promotional material. What I would say though to anybody discrediting this stuff wholeheartedly and like truly not giving it a chance to enjoy it, just be happy they're doing something with it, man. That's exactly what I told people about the live-action Turtle movie. Just be happy it's being worked on. Just be happy it's being thought of.
Yeah, be happy that it hasn't died. That's exactly my look on it. And I don't think, like, this animation looks better than some of the Z stuff that we had back in the day.
Right. Well, remember, the Dragon Ball cartoon series was made in the 70s, man.
Oh, yeah.
Most people don't realize it's an old cartoon series.
And we also...
So this is modern day drawings. Like, I can see how they can change that.
but it's also it's computer drawn too.
Right.
Well, okay,
No,
it's
these are
computer
hand-drawn.
It's hand drawn on a computer.
Probably, and then they color it.
That's how they do everything.
You know, and
They color
really,
it
this
with the computer.
This could reflect into the topic we were just talking about, the Megaman game. As long as it's being worked on. Like now, we know there's at least interest by somebody.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the same thing with this Dragon Ball stuff.
And-
like there's interest by somebody,
There's probably more than one team of animators that are doing this.
right?
So,
and
like-
who says that's the final product?
Exactly. When it comes out here, they might go back and have time to fix stuff. That was another point that I actually read on a comment.
Right. Yeah, because like localizations, they always like at least they get better and better at scouring stuff and making changes and fixing stuff. Like usually taking out sexual references or anything that has to do with like drug and alcohol. But they'll like if they see something that's not right, they'll go ahead and fix it too. So
And let's hope that they do that because some of them are rough, but I don't think anything's been awful. And anybody that's complaining is just proving that they're a pirate.
I'm tired.
I'm about it.
Arrgh!
Tired me, matey. Yar, this be true.